Time for Angels Spring Training Baseball. This afternoon from Tempe Diablo Stadium, the Angels get set to host the Colorado Rockies. Another beautiful day here in the Valley as the Angels get ready for their second Cactus League game. Terry Smith along with Jose Mota. A little bit under the weather today, Jose, but we're going to battle through it. What a start for the Angels yesterday as they beat the Brewers 3-2. We saw some solid pitching, we saw some timely hitting, and we saw some very good defense.
Terry, you are a gamer. One thing you look for is gamers early here in spring training, and a balance between what the young players bring later in the game, but also how the veteran players kind of set the tone. And even though you might not be looking at what the Angels do overall in the low-scoring game, it's all about how they played. And we saw some good hitting all the way through from C.J. Cron, going the other way a couple of times, and he really is looking very well from BP and transferring that. And then on the mound, Hector Santiago solid for the Angels for a couple of innings, and the parade continue on as Corey Rasmus showed a lot of velocity, good command, and the winning pitcher, Jose Alvarez, a dark horse, I would say, in this race, and really a good candidate perhaps to not just thinking about the rotation, Terry, but a guy that could help you in the long run out of that bullpen.
Well, Jose, as you're well aware, last year the Angels went 19-11 here in the Cactus League. It hasn't always been that good. Good start yesterday. How about spring training records? How important are they?
I think it's important for one reason, which is to look at it in two different ways, is how do you losing games and who's setting the tone. A lot of times you end up losing a lot of games later when some young pitchers come in and get a little erratic and don't throw strikes, but also it's about how the regular players are playing. So there's a connection and there's not. The one thing you want to build is an environment that leads to playing good baseball. Mike Scioscia knows all about it as a player and as a manager, and here's the Angels skipper talking about exactly that.
You're trying to win every game you're out there. You're trying to win, and I think the big thing is how you're playing, and hopefully it leads to a win. But you know, you're not going to get if sometimes during a game things happen really well in the field, and you end up losing that game in the spring. You're still going to feel good about it. Yesterday's game we felt good about because we did a lot of things well on the field.
Well, today here in Cactus League play, Jared Weaver will make his first start for the Angels. It's a little bit bigger this spring, Jose. He's kind of changed things up about the offseason workouts.
He gained 25 pounds, and he says the mentality was to go out there and stretch myself out. He said he was getting fatigued into the 6th or 7th inning, but this guy's a master. He knows exactly what he's doing. Anybody doubting his ability, forget about that. Cold top for the league lead with 18 wins. Quality starts 22 for the Angels. And once again, led the pace on a team that needed an ace. And again, into postseason. Made one start against the Royals, solid in 7 innings, allowing only a couple of runs.
Well, today we will not see Chris Iannetta behind the plate. He was in yesterday's opener, but Iannetta is a guy who the Angels might be banking on a little bit more this season to get more starts behind the plate.
And he's looking forward to that. Asking Chris Iannetta, last week about that, he goes, hey, I want to catch 130 games. He really stepped up in a couple of ways last year with the bat and being familiar and doing the job with the glove, with the catchers, and the pitcher's communication getting way better. But if you look at his career starts, well, they went down last year because Hank Conga did a good job also balancing things out against certain right-handed pitchers. But for Chris Iannetta, he's a well-rounded player, a guy that now with contact lenses since last year has been doing a better job seeing the ball better, and certainly pitchers, which is always a key, feel way more comfortable throwing to him.
Well, it's going to be Drew Butera behind the plate for the Angels. He's battling for the number 2 spot behind the plate. Let's talk about some defense, and boy, we saw some good things from the Angels in yesterday's opener.
They were pretty crisp. I'll tell you what, when you have a rundown play come up in the very first inning, and even though you want to minimize the throws, the Angels did a good job one thing doing, making sure you're at the correct spot, starting with Hector Santiago. Then the importance of hitting the cutoff man. Josh Rutledge throwing behind the runner. Not surprising, Josh Rutledge again going out and showing that great range. And Johnny Giovatella pretty much sealed the deal defensively for the Angels on close ball games by throwing a one-hopper strike to third base to nail down that runner. You want to see those things early because you can build off of that.
Mike Scioscia very excited about the way his team played defense yesterday here in Tempe. It's the Angels and the Colorado Rockies. Another beautiful day in the Valley, and it's coming up next on Fox Sports West.
Diablo Stadium. So glad you could join us here in the booth for a simulcast. Jose Mota and Terry Smith, Darren Chan with you. The Angels on the field facing the Colorado Rockies in this skyless, gorgeous afternoon here in the Valley of the Sun. Lineup for the Rockies managed by Walt Weiss, former big leaguer. They have Daniel Descalzo leading off, playing shortstop. Batting second is Drew Stubbs in center. Batting third is Corey Dickerson. A lot of power last year, 24 home runs for the left fielder. Batting fourth is Nolan Arenado, Gold Glove, third base. Batting fifth is Ben Paulson, young player with some pop. He is at first base. Brendan Barnes, a gamer from Orange County, is in right field, batting sixth. Nick Hundley recently acquired catcher, signed to a 2-year deal. Hundley, the veteran catcher, is batting seventh. Tommy Murphy is a designated hitter for the Rockies, and DJ LeMahieu, he can really pick it at second base, and he is batting ninth. The Angels starting lineup is brought to you by McDonald's. It is the perfect meeting of beef and cheese. McDonald's new triple cheeseburger, loaded with 3 100% pure beef patties and real American cheese. It's everything you love and more of it. Now available for just $2.49. Mike Socha and his Angels with Cole Calhoun. He is a run-scoring machine. Scored 90 last year. Calhoun is in right. Mike Trout, the American League MVP, is in center. Albert Pujols bounced back here, 105 RBIs last year. At first base, batting third. Matt Joyce, designated hitter, batting fourth. Eric Eibart short, batting fifth. Batting seventh, Colin Cowgill in left field. Drew Butera makes his Angels debut, the catcher, batting seventh. Grant Green makes his first start at second base, batting eighth. And Kyle Kibitza, the young third baseman, will bat ninth with the weave on the mound. Terry.
All right, Jose, we're just about ready to get underway. Angels wearing the red tops, white pants. And as far as the Colorado Rockies, kind of have those two-tone tops. Purple, the primary color in the back. Black, the primary color in the front. Gray pants. First pitch is a little bit low. We're underway. The count, 1 ball, no strikes. 75 degrees at game time today here in Tempe. And the next pitch, that's high. A fastball misses. 2 balls, no strikes to count on the leadoff man for the Rockies today, Daniel Descalso, former St. Louis Cardinal, now with Colorado. He had 242 last year for the Cards. And the next pitch, another fastball high, and Weaver has fallen behind 3-0. Rob Drake is the home plate umpire today. On the bases, we have Jerry Davis, Jim Reynolds, and Marcus Patillo. And the 3-0 delivery, Weaver catches the inside corner with that one for a called strike. 3-1. Jared working fast, not taking much time between pitches. Okay's the sign from Butera, and the 3-1 cut and a miss, so he's paddled back to run the count full, 3-2.
Jared, 18-game winner last year. C.J. Wilson will be following tomorrow, and for Jared Weaver, it's a matter of getting a feel for the mound here, he told me today.
And the payoff pitch, it's a little bit inside, a leadoff walk. So Descalso is on. Drew Stubbs will be the next batter.
Something you don't see very often from Jared Weaver, leadoff walks and opening the opportunities for the opponents, but got to go easy on him. First start, first batter he sees here this spring with the added 25 pounds, Terry. How about that?
Yeah. He's added a little weight since last season. It's not all that noticeable, though. Of course, he has such a big frame to begin with. It's 6'7". And the pitch, that's chopped foul over on the third base side. Around the infield, the Angels have Albert Pujols playing first base today. Grant Green is the second baseman. Kyle Kibitza is the third baseman. And the veteran Eric Ibar at short. In the outfield, Colin Cowgill in left. Mike Trout is patrolling center. Cole Calhoun in right. Drew Butera behind the plate. Matt Joyce the DH, and Jared Weaver on the mound. Breaking pitch, that's a little bit low. And the count even, it's now 1-1. I think Weaver wanted that call from the home plate umpire, Rob Drake.
Very interesting how they are playing. Stubbs immediately. Grant Green making that first start, and he is pretty much right on the bag.
A lot of daylight on that right side of the infield for the batter, Drew Stubbs. There goes the runner, Descalso, and it's a ground ball hit to short. No chance to go to second. The only chance, first base, and safe is the call over there. So that will likely be an infield hit. Ibar didn't flub it at all. The throw was just split second late.
I love this type of hustle right here. Drew Stubbs showing him why he is such a good athlete and not taking any type of contact for granted. Good extension, nothing forced, but you talk about a fluid step and stride. Boy, he does have it, hitting the front side of the bag.
So it is an infield single. And had they not had the runner in motion, that could have been a double play ball, but instead no outs, 2 on.
In a shorter throw for the second baseman, perhaps it would have been an out.
Yeah. The batter now is Corey Dickerson, a left-handed hitter. Well, Stubbs, who beat out that infield hit, he can run. He had 20 stolen bases last year. So good speed on the bases right now for Colorado as Dickerson takes that pitch low. Dickerson had a very good year for the Rockies last season. A lot of home runs last year. 24. He drove in 76 runs. And the next pitch, that's in there for a called strike. He also hit over 300 last year. And all that despite spending a little time in the opening month of the season in AAA.
Standing jump. Previous year he had played 69 games. Last year he played 131. In those 69 games of previous season, he had 5 home runs. How about that jump in the big leagues from 5 to 24 with some playing time.
Only 25 years old. He cuts it down and fouls it off on the left side, backing out of play. So the Angels with Jared Weaver on the mound. In a little bit of trouble here in the first inning. 2 on, nobody out, no score. Nolan Arenado is waiting on deck, SoCal product. Weaver is ready, and here's the next pitch. Lifted in the air into center field. Trout has to go back on that one. Still back. He's under. He'll make the catch. Lead runner Descalso will tag and easily advance to third base on the flyout. So 1 away with runners at the corners. We mentioned the wind is blowing in today, so that's a pitcher's friend, no doubt about it. That ball was hit pretty hard there by Dickerson, but it didn't travel nearly as well as he would have liked.
Fly ball pitcher Jared Weaver, he did allow 27 home runs last year, and you make a mistake in this ballpark when the wind's calm or blowing out, and it's going to be gone very easily. So, you know, combined, Weaver 27 home runs allowed last year, and then Kyle Kendrick, who's on the mound for the Rockies, gave up 25.
So the batter is Arenado. Young man who went to El Toro High School in Southern California, lives in Lake Forest, and the pitch, he lifts one in the air into left field, medium left. Getting ready to make the catch is Cowgill. Under, tagging is Descalso. Here comes the throw to the plate, right on the money, and he is gunned down to end the inning. More great defense from the Angels to start off the first inning today. So the inning ends on a fly-out double play with Descalso gunned down on a strong throw by Cowgill to catcher Drew Butera. In the inning, no runs. They had a hit, no errors. They leave a runner on. Half inning in the books, no score from Tempe. You're listening to the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Bottom of the first inning as Cole Calhoun will lead it off for the Angels, and the first pitch from the right-hander Kyle Kendrick, a little bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols as we start the bottom of the first inning in a scoreless ball game in Tempe. And the next pitch lifted in the left side area, foul, backing out of play. 1-1 the count on Cole Calhoun. Cole had a hit yesterday, was 1 for 2 as the Angels leadoff man, back in the lineup again today. Probably will get a day off tomorrow when the Angels play a road game in the Cactus League against the Oakland A's. And the 1-1 pitch, a little bit low from Kyle Kendrick. Count 2 balls, 1 strike.
Kendrick came into his own last year with the Phillies in terms of games started. 32 career high, 199 innings, also career high along with the strikeouts. 121, and finally got settled. Another second full season as a starter after bouncing back so many years between starting and relieving.
Next pitch fouled off on the left side again. It's 2-2. He signed with the Rockies in the offseason. Kind of a late signing by Colorado. Kendrick was out there on the free agent market for most of the offseason, inked a 1-year deal.
And Walt Weiss, third-year manager, hoping to see a lot of innings out of somebody like Kyle Kendrick. Reason they got him.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch. 1 hopper by second and through into center field, just out of the reach of the diving second baseman DJ LeMahieu. So Calhoun is on to start off the Angels' first inning, and here's Mike Trout.
So good to not be talking throughout the spring and trying to answer the question, Terry, of who's going to be leading off. Because Cole Calhoun, man, the Rojo, last year outstanding. 112 starts. Figure out he scored 90 runs. And he's scoring 61 of those games. And his record, the team record when he scored at least 1 run in a start, 48-13. That's getting it done.
Pretty good. So here's Trout. He was 1 for 2 yesterday against the Brewers in the opener, drove in a run. Here's the pitch from Kendrick, and a fastball misses inside. The Angels' first hit of the game brought to you by 714 Tickets. If you want to make a hit on tickets, log on to 714tickets.com. 714 Tickets. Call today. Go tonight. Infield at double play depth, although Trout a tough guy to double up with his speed. Albert Pujols waiting on deck. Kendrick's pitch. Trout cuts at that one and misses it. So it's a 1-1 count. Kyle Kendrick, fastball. He'll top out around 93. He'll throw a sinker. He's got a split finger fastball he'll use. Known as a slow worker. And a guy who, for the most part, pitches to contact. He gave up 214 hits last year and just shy of 200 innings, 199 innings. Next delivery, popped foul back behind the plate to our right, out of play. So it's 1-2 on Mike Trout.
That's one thing Don Baylor was telling me. He's very happy to see Mike Trout and most of the regulars, but especially Trout on the ball right now, staying behind it. Drove a ball to deep center field yesterday against Milwaukee. And Mike himself told me today before the game that in terms of picking up the baseball, he feels like he's in a very good spot right now. Seeing it well.
Trout in the hole, a ball and 2 strikes. Kendrick's pitch, that's low and away. So it's 2-2. Around the infield for the Rockies, they have Ben Paulson playing first base. DJ LeMahieu is the second baseman. Nolan Arenado is at third with Daniel Descalso at short. And in the outfield, the left fielder is Corey Dickerson. Center fielder Drew Stubbs. In right, Brandon Barnes. Nick Hundley catching. Tommy Murphy DHing, and Kyle Kendrick on the mound. Here's the pitch, and that one is inside tight on Mike Trout, so it's a full count.
Well, Trout has made no secret of it. He wants to improve on cutting down the strikeouts, especially laying off that high fastball, which is a tough one as you learn pitchers and learn your patterns. But 184 strikeouts last year, and he says he's taking a different approach with 2 strikes, so here's a chance to see exactly that.
So 3-2 on Trout. We'll see what gives on the next pitch. Kendrick delivers. Calhoun was on the move, and Trout fouls it back. He went after that pitch. 3-2 the count. Dimensions here at Tempe, 340 down the left field side, 420 to dead center. 359 down in right field. They used to say it was 360, so a foot got chopped off down in that right field corner.
I guess so. Had to accommodate some gym or something back there. Another parking spot, maybe?
I guess. The power alleys are big here in Tempe. 400 to both left center and right center.
I really like that last swing by Trout, staying on the ball. 2 strikes.
Payoff again. There goes Calhoun. Pitches ball 4. The catcher fired to second, but it didn't make any difference. Calhoun entitled to that base on the walk to Mike Trout. Of course, the one thing that could happen if it's a bad throw, you can get the third base on it. The runner advancing on the walk can keep on going. But here is Albert Pujols, and the Angels have something brewing. 2 on.
Or for Trout, there's no doubt, as he was telling me before the game, then picking up the baseball is pretty much at a good spot right now. Especially that last fastball, the fastball in, staying on the ball, outer half, so plate coverage is pretty much on point right now for Trout, who works that walk.
So Albert is the batter. He had a couple of at-bats yesterday against Milwaukee in the opener, went 0 for 2. We'll see if he can come through here, give the Angels a first-inning lead. Here's the pitch. He swings and lifts one in the air into right field. Long run for Barnes, and it's going to drop in fair just near the foul line. The Angels runners had to play it cautiously, so they're loaded now on a long single, as it turns out, for Albert Pujols. Cole Calhoun wasn't sure whether or not Barnes was going to catch that, and if he did, he was ready to tag and move to third. As it turned out, Barnes couldn't quite get to it, and it just dropped inside the foul line for a base hit.
That was a pretty good approach all the way around there by Albert Pujols, going the other way. But I think, in my opinion, Cole Calhoun could have taken a bigger chance. You know, he should have scored on that play.
Yeah, I agree.
Got to take a chance, especially early. You got to know what the wind is doing, too. That wind is carrying that ball into the line. And you got to consider also starting to see where Barnes was playing Pujols. But it's early spring. We'll give it to him.
So here is Matt Joyce with the bases loaded. Left-handed batter. He had a hit yesterday for the Angels. He's hitting cleanup today, and the first pitch, that's right in there for a called strike. Angels have a golden opportunity to get some early runs here. Kendrick is yet to retire a batter. Couple of singles and a walk. Full balls, 1 strike to count on Joyce. And the next pitch, he swings at it, lifts it in the air into left field. Toward the line, chasing is Dickerson. He'll make the catch. Tagging is Cole Calhoun. Throw to the plate's going to be cut off, and Cole Calhoun will score. So the Angels get a first inning sac fly from Joyce and take a 1-0 lead.
We'll see some good situational hitting. There's one of them. A professional hitter in Matt Joyce stays inside the ball, goes the other way, and the wind, instead of knocking that one down, it started slicing that ball more off the bat of a lefty into the line. So as a runner, as an outfielder, you know exactly what your feet are going to be doing in order to get set.
So the batter now will be Eric Ibar with a run in, still no outs, runners at first and second. Kendrick has already thrown 15 pitches here in the first inning and is yet to retire a batter. Oh, he's retired 1, the sac fly. Here's the pitch, and that one is a little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Ibar taking a page out of Albert Pujols. They spent a lot of time last year as Pujols was kind of ingraining him on the approach with men in scoring position, where Ibar was superb, close to 70 RBIs from the bottom of the order.
Here's the next pitch on the switch hitter. It's low. Got away momentarily from Nick Hundley, but he quickly retrieves it. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Kyle Kendrick, in his career with the Philadelphia Phillies, a guy who found ways to win games, won 10 games or more in 6 of the last 8 years. Career ERA of just under 4.5. He's set. Look at second. Trout, the runner there. Good size lead. Next pitch. Popped up on the right side. Shallow right field. Coming in under and waiting is the right fielder. And Barnes will make the grab. So I bar an easy out on that shallow fly ball to right center.
It's one of those days, Terry, where you as a coach, as a manager, have to keep reminding your runners, don't give up on anything. Anticipate people having trouble because of the wind and the sun here, especially early in camp when the timing issues are prevalent in fielding and throwing and base running. And David DiSarcina knows very well, the former Angels shortstop, the many challenges involved with balls hit in the air, in the outfield, and in the infield.
So here is batter number 6 in the inning, Colin Cowgill, with 2 outs, 2 on, and 1 run in. 1-0 Angels, bottom of the first. Cowgill had a hit yesterday in a reserve role, and he takes the first pitch for a called strike.
Really liking his new grip and the way he's holding the bat. What he's done is he's gotten the bat off the flattened position he had it over his back shoulder and more straight up. He said, I had too much wasted movement from the flat straight up, so why not start here? And then tucking his wrist a little bit more. It's Cowgill.
20th pitch of the inning by Kendrick, and it's grounded foul off the bat of Cowgill on the left side. So it's no balls, 2 strikes. Jared Weaver will have at least a 1-run cushion to work with when he comes out to the mound for inning number 2.
Got a chance to talk to former Angels manager and former All-Star Cookie Rojas, who is visiting camp.
Yeah.
It's always good to see Octavio around here. And we're talking about Cowgill, and he goes, this is the type of player that you have to almost make your veterans look at on the way he plays the game.
Next pitch, hard hit grounder, but foul, third base side. So Cowgill hanging in there with 2 strikes.
And Cookie, the father of our colleague Victor Rojas. And Cookie also is my former broadcast partner in Caribbean World Series games.
That's right. You and Cookie Rojas involved in the initial MLB Network telecast.
And you're watching.
That's right. First play-by-play event ever on MLB Network. Jose and Cookie Rojas, the announcers. Here's the pitch, and that one a little bit high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, the Angels are making him work, that's for sure. And Don Baylor's going to be pretty pleased as the Angels hitting coach and the approach he is seeing. Nobody's going out there spreading the zone. They're looking anxious.
Kendrick is set. Leading off second base is Trout. He's been there for a while now. And the 1-2 pitch that's fouled off on the right side, backing out of play. So the confrontation continues. Jose mentioned Gary DiSarcina, the Angels' third base coach, and Alfredo Griffin, who today is celebrating a birthday, is coaching over there at first base.
What happened with Alfredo today? What was all the water thrown at him? What's going on?
I guess that's part of the birthday celebration.
San Pedro tradition.
Yeah.
Well, Eric Ibar and Albert Pujols were having a blast with him.
Here's another 1-2 on Cowgill, and he chases a high fastball, struck him out. So after all that, the Angels will settle for 1 run. Could have been more. The Angels had the bases loaded with no outs, but do get a run in the first inning. And 2 hits, a walk, no errors, and leave it there after 1-0 Halos. You're listening to the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Weaver ready to go as we head to inning number 2. It's 1-0 in favor of the Angels. As Weaver gets set, he gets ready to face Ben Paulson, a left-handed batter, and the first pitch, that's right in there for a called strike. This copyrighted broadcast presented by Authority of Angels Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of Angels Baseball.
Ben Paulson, big-time power last year, combined 24 home runs and 86 RBIs. 4 of those home runs came playing for the Rockies big league team.
Here's one. He hits on one hop. Nice stop by Grant. Green gets up and robs him of a hit. Green ranging to his right. Makes a nice play, one away.
You want to win that job outright, you go out there and perform this way. Don't take an inning, a batter, anything hit around you for granted. Great range to his right, gets set. He's got that left side of the infield type of arm. No rush whatsoever there by Grant Green, and fires away.
So the next batter up is Brandon Barnes, the right fielder.
You know, Mike Sush is loving that. Yesterday we saw Josh Rutledge make his debut for the Angels at second base. Did a very fine job himself. But should be a nice competition all the way to the end. Knowing that these guys are all versatile enough, along with Johnny Giovatella, Taylor Featherston.
Pitch up and in on Barnes. 2 balls, no strikes.
Got to play well enough where if you don't earn the job at second base, you are on the team somehow as a backup.
Barnes last year, .257 batting average with the Rockies, and the next pitch, that one is outside, so Weaver falls behind 3-0. Brandon Barnes, saw him a few years ago with the Astros.
Love this player, man. He is all out. He is all out all the time.
Went to Catella High School in Southern California, Cypress College, and grew up an Angels fan.
Yes, he did.
His favorite player growing up was Jim Edmonds.
He gets after like Edmonds, too. He's not afraid to get dirty.
The pitch, there's a one-hopper. It skips off the glove of Kubica, and the ball caroms into foul ground on the left side, hustling up to second. Getting there without a throw will be Barnes. That ball was ripped over on that left side.
See the reaction there. Gets a nice leg lift and gets that foot just in time to pull it very hard.
One out double for Brandon Barnes, although Kubica got some glove on it.
Not the easiest of reads, especially early in spring training when your eyes are seeing so much in that background compared to the major league ballparks. I know a lot of infield instructors like their infielders in the corner, especially to start a little bit lower to begin with and start adapting and adjusting as the games progress. But for Kubica, Terry, he's been busy ever since he came into that game yesterday halfway through.
Yeah, there haven't been any easy ones for him over there. The ball's finding him right now at third base. Every time a ball's hit there, and he hasn't really had too many opportunities going back to yesterday's game. They've been shots, and here's one that's low, and it skips between the catcher Butera back near the backstop. So easily moving on to third base without a throw will be Barnes.
There's a pitch right here where Drew Butera will be the first one to tell you, I needed to stay down a little bit more, and to catch a Weaver who lives off having guys chase out of their zone and have the effect of that changeup on the breaking ball. It's all getting used to it.
So on the wild pitch, the runner goes to third. The Angels bring the infield in, and the 2-0 on Hundley. He pops it up on the right side of the infield, just what the doctor ordered here. Under his green, still on the dirt. He'll make the catch, and Barnes has to hold. So Weaver gets a key out here, second out in the inning. And Tommy Murphy, who's DHing, will be the next batter here for the Rockies.
Well, Terry, fly ball pitcher goes to the fly ball. And that's Weave already.
Murphy, a former third-round pick of the Rockies a few years ago, 2012 season. Player with some pretty good power. He had 22 homers in the minors back in the 2013 season, but missed a lot of time last year because of a shoulder injury. Here's the pitch. Takes that one high. This is not the Tommy Murphy who was with the Angels a number of years ago. This is a different player with the same name.
This is not smiling Tommy Murphy.
Right.
Didn't Tommy Murphy make his debut the same day that Mike Napoli did over in Detroit against Justin Verlander?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a pitch a little bit low on this Tommy Murphy for Colorado. It's 2 balls, no strikes.
Now Tommy Murphy came up as an Angels shortstop prospect. The next spring, we see him as a center fielder.
Right. The 2-0 delivery. Murphy swings, rips it foul on the left side, back to the seats and out of play.
That's Jared Weaver locating a fastball, and a fastball count for a hitter. But locating it well enough inside, just off the plate, where just by the effect of the flight of that ball, you could see how much that ball was hooked.
Weaver's had 28 pitches so far in this game, and the 2-1 delivery. That's low, and the count goes to 3-1. Jared a little bit upset with himself after that last pitch. You could kind of read his body language out there on the mound.
Yeah, the one thing with Weave, he can come out here and tell you, spring training, I just want to get a feel for it. Between those 2 white lines, man, no. He is competing.
So here comes the 3-1 pitch, and Murphy bounces it right up the first base side. Stopped by Albert, flips to Weaver. They get the batter Murphy at first, and that's how the inning will end. That ball was a line hugger right up that first base side, and Albert making the stop on it. 3-1 on the ground out in the inning. Rockies waste the 1-out double. No runs, a hit, no errors, a runner left at third. Bottom of the second coming up. Angels have a 1-0 lead at Tempe on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. First batter up for the Angels is Drew Butera as we go to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 in favor of the Angels. Butera with his first spring at bat with the Dodgers a year ago. Here's the next pitch, and he chops this one sharply on the left side. Deep in the hole is the shortstop, Descalso, and the throw will get the Angels catcher at first base. One away on the 6-3 ground out. And Grant Green will be the next batter. Today's game, it's being brought to you by Experian, your home for trusted credit information and powerful identity theft protection. Experian.com. And we'll check out the Dodge Out-of-Town scoreboard in just a moment. Brought to you by the 2015 Jeep Cherokee. Advanced technology, safety, and capability for every road. Visit Jeep.com for more information. Run down what's happening in the Grapefruit League as Grant Green takes the first pitch, and it's inside for ball. 1-0. Eighth inning. Tampa Bay leads Minnesota 2-1. Sixth inning, Atlanta with an 8-7 lead against the Washington Nationals. Also on the eighth, Miami up on the Red Sox 5-3. Little punch shot in the right field, and there to make the grab on that one is Barnes, the right fielder. Green went the opposite way. Second out. Couple of quick outs here in the Angels' second. And Kyle Kubica, the Angels' third baseman, will be the next batter. Other scores in the Florida Grapefruit League. Yankees split squad with a 3-0 lead against the Phillies. That's in the fourth. Cardinals up on the Astros 5-2 in the seventh. Third inning, Blue Jays blanking the Orioles 2-0. Tigers lead the Mets 3-1 in the seventh. And later on, the other Yankees split squad will host the Pittsburgh Pirates. First pitch on Kubica, he takes, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Kyle Kubica, big guy, left-handed hitter, third baseman with some power, and the pitch. He cuts it that one and misses it. He played in Double-A last year in the Braves organization. Was a guy who got on base a lot. He'll draw a walk.
And that's what the Angels were looking at when they scouted him and said, this guy projects as a guy that can help us in that corner in the long run.
.295 batting average, Double-A last year, at 21 stolen bases. And he cuts it that one and misses it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yesterday's games were making the reference to his style with the Sox and the Pans, and Hunter Pence. Bad news on Hunter Pence, unfortunately. One of the most colorful and aggressive players, fun to watch, and he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks after getting hit by a pitch near his left wrist.
And there's Kubica on a 2-strike pitch, bouncing one in between Clausen and LeMahieu for a base hit. Ball rolls out to Barnes, and the Angels have hit number 3 in this ball game here in the early going. 2-out single by the 9-hole hitter, and it brings up Cole Calhoun.
Good to see that for the youngster, bouncing back. A couple of tough at-bats yesterday. Did not look very well. He was a little jittery, and of course that's what you see from a lot of young players, trying to do a little bit too much. He stayed right with it and made solid contact. So the Pens, by Pens, do work.
Yeah, we talked about Kubica a little bit on the radio pregame show today, and it was interesting to see Mike Scioscia stuck him right back in the lineup here today, and sure enough, he gets a hit his first time up. There's Calhoun fouling one back to our left upstairs and out of play.
For any young player, especially in spring training where you have all these games, you come in and don't have a good performance first time out, new organization, new eyes, new manager, everything, new colors. And then you start wondering, man, after our first performance, this may not be leading into a lot of playing time. But Mike Scioscia, former player, one of the best strategists in the game, says, you're right in there tomorrow. I had other choices, but you're the guy that's in there tomorrow. And I really like how much that boosts the confidence of a young player.
Sure. Probably Kubica, when he came to the ballpark this morning, never in a million years would have thought he would have been in the starting lineup after a rough game yesterday when he came in as a reserve, but sure enough, he was in the starting lineup for the first time. Gets a hit his first time up.
It's appeasing, and it builds your confidence. You don't have to think too much.
And there he goes. Pitches high. Throw down to second. It is in time.
Is it?
Descalso on the tag. Kubica gunned down trying to steal, and the inning will end on the 2-6 play at second base. No runs in the inning. Angels had a hit. No errors. Nobody left. 2 in the books. Third inning coming up here in Tempe. Angels have a 1-0 lead. You're listening to the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Jared Weaver ready to go as we head to the third inning. It's 1-0 Angels. And Weaver's first pitch here in the third. That went a little bit outside on DJ LeMahieu. Fans, Angels baseball is back. Single game tickets for your defending American League West champs are now on sale. Give you some information on that after the next pitch, and that's on the outside corner, a strike. Get your red on, make plans to be at the Big A to watch the reigning American League MVP Mike Trout and the rest of the Halos this season. Angel Stadium, the place to enjoy a night at the ballpark with friends and family. Here's a bouncer hit right to short. Fielded there by Ibar. His throw, it skips off the glove of Albert Pujols. He couldn't hold on to that long throw, and safe at first base will be LeMahieu.
That's when you as a shortstop, Eric Ibar, going, you want me to take something off of that or what? Is Ibar getting set if he makes a throw? Albert Pujols took that one for granted. His eyes were behind the baseball, in front of the baseball, I should say. If they stay behind the baseball, he makes that catch, and that error should be on Albert Pujols.
And that's how it'll be scored. Error on the Angels first baseman. So here's Descalso, their leadoff man. Don't forget, you can purchase Angels tickets, single game tickets today at the Angels Stadium ticket office, or just go online at angels.com. There's a pitch in there for a called strike on Daniel Descalso.
There's Ibar having fun with Pujols, saying, you know what, next time I'll take something off of it. Sorry. These two are always going at each other in a fun way.
Weaver hunched over, working from the stretch. Here's the next pitch, and Descalso takes that one low. Descalso signed a 2-year deal with the Colorado Rockies, coming over from the Cardinals. Played his college baseball at Cal Davis from Redwood City, California. Little guy who's got good bat control. Getting the start for them today at shortstop, but that's only because Troy Tulowitzki did not make the trip here today. Here's the 1-1. That's high. And the count, 2 balls, 1 strike.
The Rockies will be as good as Tulowitzki and Carlos Gonzalez are, and it's about health and staying on the field.
Well, and another guy who's become a big weapon for them is Justin Morneau.
They have a pretty solid infield all the way around. It's almost like trying to convince your pitchers to forget about where they're pitching, get some ground balls, and let those guys get after it. Hey, you mentioned Morneau, what a bounce back here for him. That was great.
Sure did. There's a pitch that's cut on and missed. Good off-speed pitch. So the count level 2-2. Morneau last year won the batting title in the National League. Hit .319 for Colorado. Former AL MVP, who, so as they mentioned, had a real nice year with the Rockies. And they'll have to decide on him at the end of this season. He's going to be a free agent. 2-2. Inside fastball misses, snaps throw to first, diving back to the bag goes LeMahieu. He can run a little bit. He had 10 stolen bases last year.
There's one thing you like about Drew Butera. He is not afraid of throwing behind it. Here we go. Angels defense once again alert. Butera brings a lot of experience as the guy replacing Hank Conger, the now Houston Astro.
So full count here on Descalso. Weaver with a pickoff toss, and back to the bag goes LeMahieu. Weaver's pickoff move has really improved over the years. It still takes him some time to get the ball to the plate, but he has a good sneaky pickoff move for a right-hander.
He's conscious of it. He works at it.
Runner goes, pitch is cut on and popped in the air into left field. Battling the sun out there is Cowgill. He's under, he'll make the catch, and the runner has to retreat back to first base. So Descalso retired. Drew Stubbs will be the next batter.
Liable pitcher making use of it. There's good range out there from all three of them. Calhoun, Trout, and Cowgill. And they anticipate well.
Angels have a young pitcher warming up. Danny Reynolds in the bullpen. Weaver will be throwing his 40th pitch. We'll see if he's going to get through 3 full innings here today. Here's the next delivery, and there's a good breaking ball for a called strike. or swing and a miss strike by the batter Drew Stubbs. 0-1 the count.
Danny Reynolds warms up for the Angels in their bullpen. Good to see the Weave take the mound a third time, as the ace would do.
Yep. There's an off-speed pitch low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Had a parade yesterday of pitchers going 2 at a time between Santiago, Rasmus, Alvarez. And the relievers came in. Good to see McBride get in there, Terry, and pump some strikes in the 9th inning, too. Angels free agent acquisition. Right-handed pitcher.
Angels pitching, walking just 1 yesterday in the opener against Milwaukee. Here's a pop-up on the right side. Pujols in foul territory, chasing after that one, but it's going to go back a few rows out of play on the right side. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Drew Stubbs.
To my left, Terry, a very special friend, and he is the Rockies director of Major League Operations, Paul Egan's, who would like to send a special hello to his mother, Jackie Egan's, watching today down south. So Paul was telling me about how they're trying to build this ball club, and they're trying to get at least 7 or 8 deep in the rotation. Of course, you and I and everybody on baseball understands why. But also told me about convincing the pitchers to use that infield and try to get those ground balls and those guys behind you to get it done.
Here's the pitch, and that is a fastball on the outside corner. It's a called 3rd strike. So Stubbs is out looking, and that's going to be it for Jared Weaver, as Mike Scioscia now is coming out to the mound, and Weaver doesn't want to give up that baseball right now.
And he's about the only pitcher in this staff that will make Mike Scioscia smile on his way to the mound.
So Weaver will head to the dugout and gets a nice round of applause. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Farmer John. If you're tailgating under the Big A or watching the game at home, pick up Farmer John hot dogs, smoked dinner sausage to get that authentic stadium taste anytime. Visit farmerjohn.com for recipes that are sure to be a home run. We get back, we'll tell you about young pitcher Danny Reynolds, who will be taking over in relief. Break in the action. We have 2 outs here in the 3rd. Angels leading the Rockies 1-0 on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. New pitcher for the Angels, Las Vegas native Danny Reynolds, 6 foot even, 170 pounder, just 23 years old. And last season he spent some time in A-ball, AA, and AAA in the Angels organization. Not that big. I mentioned 6 foot even, 170. But Jose, this guy has a good arm. He'll throw that fastball around 97 miles per hour, and he has a good slider as well.
I've seen the bullpens, and hopefully that'll translate into the confidence he brings into this game between the white lines. But he's been pretty impressive with the size and the blazing arm speed that he has.
So he works with 2 outs, taking over for Jared Weaver. There's a first pitch fastball a little bit outside on Corey Dickerson.
Did you see who was taking notes on the Blue Angels pitcher very closely? Cookie Rojas.
Yep. Mentioned earlier, he's here today watching the action in the Angels brass area on the first base side. There's a pitch in there for a called strike.
Cookie, a special guest of Angels management and directly invited by Angels manager Mike Scioscia to participate here in the camp. Give his opinions and views. And he was a superb major league player, man. Great second baseman.
Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Reynolds delivers, and that one is outside.
As you were talking, if you watch Reynolds, you don't see a whole lot in terms of building up or pushing off, but when he releases that whip with some heavy action, you can hear it all the way up here. And it's amazing how much, Terry, comes out of that frame. Very simple.
Here's the next pitch, and that one is high and away, so he's fallen behind 3-1. Let's pause for station identification on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. So Reynolds has fallen behind 3-1 here on Corey Dickerson. And here's the next pitch. That is outside again. So he walks him on 5 pitches. And runners on at first and second now. 2 outs for Colorado. They've had a threat really in all 3 innings.
There goes Butera. Mike Scioscia keeping a close eye on the youngster. And from the veteran catcher, all you want to hear about right now is bring the same game you've been playing for a long time. Don't let anybody, especially in the batter's box, last name change who you are. You stay the same. Easier said than done, of course.
So the batter now is Arenado, and he hit into a fly-out double play his first time up. That ended the Colorado threat in the first inning when the runner at third tried to tag Descalso, was gunned down on a strong throw by Colin Cowgill. First pitch of ball as Reynolds continues to struggle with his command. Nolan Arenado last season had a 28-game hitting streak for Colorado, and that was the longest in the majors. Hit .287 last year. Skies this one foul on the left side. That's going to...
Anything up, got to stay with it.
Wind is kind of taking that ball back a little bit, but it still lands in the seats out of play.
You just never know what it's going to do. We've seen some balls in left field do a couple different things. One, die on Cowgill when he made this spectacular throw, nailing down the runner in the first inning to double him up at home plate. And then the ball hit to left field by Matt Joyce that started slicing away.
So 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Arenado, a lot of extra base hits last season. 18 homers, had 34 doubles last year. Right-hander against right-hander, the next pitch, and that one is low. 2 balls, 1 strike, good stop by Drew Butera. The other thing about Arenado, despite the offense, he's a guy that brings you a Gold Glove defense at third base. He's won a couple of Gold Gloves for the Rockies, including one last season.
Oh, he can pick. Great range and plays very loose. Good job by Drew Butera adjusting on the one that he couldn't block on Jared Weaver. Last inning to this one here by the youngster Reynolds.
Next pitch. That's a bouncer by the mound, but stopped there by Green, and the second baseman's throw will easily get Arenado, and that will end the inning. So another inning where the Rockies get some people on base but fail to score. No runs. They had no hits. There was a walk, an error, and they leave 2 runners on base. Bottom of the third coming up. Angels have a 1-0 lead in Tempe on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Looks like we have a new pitcher in the ball game for the Rockies. Christian Bergman will take over. He's a right-hander. Pitching change sponsored by Irvine Auto Center, where it's March markdown madness time. Huge markdowns in every Irvine Auto Center store. Shop online at irvineautocenter.com or visit them where the 5 meets the 405 at Lake Forest Drive in Irvine. Batter for the Angels is Cole Calhoun, his second at bat today. First pitch to him, a ball, 1 ball, no strikes, and the next delivery from Bergman. That one misses again, 2 balls, no strikes. So Kyle Kendrick's day is over for Colorado. He worked the first 2 innings for them. And along the way gave up 3 hits. 1 run, it was earned. 1 walk and 1 strikeout recorded by the starter Kendrick. Next delivery on Cole Calhoun, another pitch that misses. And the count now is 3-0. Here's the next delivery, and that one is a pitch that's taken for a strike. 3-1 the count. Mike Trout waiting on deck. Wind picking up a little bit more. It's been coming in today. And there's one that's fouled off on the left side, backing out of play. So it's a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. See what happens on the payoff pitch. And Bergman delivers. Chopped on the right side, hugging the line. That's a foul ball, says the first base umpire. Just across the line, foul. So still 3 balls, 2 strikes. Infield backed up for the Rockies. Outfield not too deep, especially with that wind blowing in. And the pitch, the 3-2 delivery, that one just missed. Didn't miss by much, but it's ball 4. And on with a leadoff walk is Cole Calhoun, so he's doing his job as the leadoff man for the Angels. Been up twice, on base twice. And here's Trout.
Well, good job there laying off the off speed as Walt Wise is watching his pitcher. Working in and out, mixing in pitches early, especially there. Calhoun did not bite at all. What many would have considered an automatic fastball counts. Not anymore. Good job of hitting.
So Trout is the batter. Bergman last season spent some time with the Rockies. Had 10 starts for them. There's a toss over to first base. Diving back is Cole Calhoun. Bergman had a 3-5 record in the big leagues last year. 5.93 ERA. As a pitcher, has a good curveball. He's not really overpowering. Fastball top out around 91. Throw a slider. Next pitch. Grounded sharply to short. Might be a double play. Second for 1. Relay to first. They'll double up Trout. That was tailor-made at Descalso, and even with Trout running, still easily retired. 2 are gone, and Albert Pujols will be the next batter.
Well, and as an infielder, when Mike Trout has an opportunity to ground into a double play, all you're hoping for is that ball is hit hard enough where you have a chance to double him up. Mike Trout does not do that very often, but it takes something like that. That ball hit that sharply for you to double him up. Last year, he grounded into 6 double plays. The previous season, into 8.
First pitch on Albert, takes it on the outside part of the plate. That's a called strike. Pujols singled his first time up. And the next pitch. That one is low and outside. We'll see how Mike Scioscia decides to go today with Pujols and Trout, Calhoun, Ibar, Joyce. They all got 2 at-bats yesterday. There's a check swing by Albert, and they say he went around on that one.
There's nothing wrong with letting those guys get another at-bat. A lot of them will not be playing tomorrow.
1-0 Angels, bottom of the 3rd inning here in Tempe, and the next pitch. Albert takes that one inside. 2-2. have a shift on with Pujols batting 3 infielders on the left side.
Jerry, last year 306 times the shift was put on Albert Pujols, the most against any right-handed batter in baseball. 306 times Pujols saw the shift on. And there it is again. And he keeps saying, well, keep doing it. I'm not going to change, but the reason they're doing it is because he has changed.
Here's the pitch, and he cuts it that one and fouls it off on the right side out of play.
When you look at Albert's spray charts through the years, ever since he got to the Angels, you see more rolling over to the left side. The American League pitchers have attacked him consistently in the inner half, and not so much inner half, but sometimes even off the plate inside, and he rolls over a lot of those. Go back and look at St. Louis Cardinals days. It was a pretty even spray chart all the way around. So, baseball with so much information nowadays, why not? He beat you with a dribbler on the right side. Let him do it.
Albert fouled off another one, so he's hanging in there. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Then you go on the other side, and the lefty, which was shifted against the most last season, no secret. Big Papi David Ortiz.
And Albert on a 3-2 takes the pitch that got a part of the outside corner. He thought it was ball 4, but he's out looking, and that's how the inning will end. So Bergman sets down the Angels in the 3rd. No runs, no hits, a walk, but nobody left. 3 in the books. Angels have a 1-0 lead. You're listening to the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. We go to the 4th inning. Angels have another new pitcher. Newcomer Cesar Ramos will take over. Angels acquired him from the Rays this offseason. Fans, don't forget you can win a 2-night stay, 1 round of golf, dinner for 2 at the Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino in Palm Springs. To sign up, send a text message with the words AM 830 Fantasy. Send it to 50342. The first contestant will be announced Monday, April the 6th. That's opening day. And to view the official rules, visit am830.net and use the keyword fantasy. First pitch from the lefty Ramos on the left-handed hitting Ben Paulson, a pitch that misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Ramos replacing Danny Reynolds, who worked a 1/3 of an inning in relief of Jared Weaver last inning. There's a foul ball backing out of play on the left side, and the count even. It's 1-1.
Ramos out of that pipeline from Long Beach State. He is going to Los Angeles, happy to be home. Started his career with the San Diego Padres back in 2009. 43 games last year for the Rays. 7 of those were starts.
There's a pitch cut on and missed, and the count 1-2.
For Ramos, Mike Scioscia was addressing his role with the Angels, and he said, oh, it could be a specialty type lefty, but also a guy that can give us some length out of that bullpen. He splits lefties and righties. Lefties 244, righties 227 last season.
There's a broken bat bouncer right back to Ramos, and he will easily toss out the batter Paulson, whose bat cracked right out in front of home plate. So one away on the comebacker. Brandon Barnes will be the next batter.
It's a good fastball buried on the inside. Once again, his splits against left-handers 244. Against right-handers 227. Does a good job here. Not getting distracted by the flying barrel and just filling his position well.
Ramos is a guy who throws a lot of pitches. Fastball, sinker, slider. Has a cut fastball, a curve, and a changeup that he'll use against right-handed batters. He faces a right-handed hitter here in Barnes. And the pitch. That's a called strike on the outside corner.
He's not going to overpower you, but deception is a key with him, as you mentioned. With all those pitches, he wants to make sure there's no slowing down, there's no tipping of anything coming out of that slot.
0-1 pitch. Line to short. Jumping up, nabbing it is Eric Ibar. Eric, with that vertical leap, planned it perfectly and takes a hit away from Barnes.
About as good as I've seen an Angels defense start in spring training in a long time. In many ways, from the athletic ability, from the throws we saw today, one already from Colin Cowgill nailing down a hitter, a runner at the plate, diving stop by Grant Green. Yesterday, Rutledge with some rain, so many things happening and playing alert and good fundamental baseball so far here with a glove.
1-0 Angels here in the fourth, and the next delivery, Hundley lifts a lazy fly ball out to right field. Cole Calhoun hardly has to move. He'll one-handed, and Ramos has a quick 1-2-3 inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left. The bottom of the fourth is coming up. The Angels will be setting up Joyce, Ibar, and Cowgill, leading 1-0 on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Matt Joyce will lead it off for the Angels. Bottom of the fourth we go. Halos up 1-0 against Colorado. Christian Bergman in for his second inning. And here's his first pitch. It's a called strike on the inside corner. Drew Stubbs playing very shallow out there in center field. Pitch, that one is fouled back. Of course, this center field area here at the Tempe Diablo Stadium is about as deep as you'll see. It's 420 to dead center. We mentioned earlier the gaps go 400 feet. Stubbs is not very deep at all out there in center right now. None of the outfielders that deep to begin with. 0-2 pitch. Joyce fouls that one back, and he stays alive. 0-2.
And today, Terry, you adapt and play with what that wind is doing behind you. I would say the biggest chance, or the better chance for a home run, will come from somebody from this side of the plate to elevate and allow that ball to carry to the right side and cut across that wind.
There's a pitch that's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
In other words, to me, lefties have a chance today.
And the next pitch grounded sharply on the right side. That one is gobbled up there by LeMahieu, and his throw is in time to get Joyce. So he's retired. 4-3 on the ground out. Eric Ibar will be the next batter.
It's a good job there by LeMahieu, a guy that many people don't know won the Gold Glove last year at second base in the National League. DJ LeMahieu, first Rockies second baseman ever to be awarded the award. Outstanding job all the way around.
Here's the pitch. Lined into right field, and that's going to drop in and roll all the way out to the wall. Just getting to it on the warning track is Barnes. Ibar's not going to stop at second. He's headed for third. Relay throws late, and it's a sliding triple for the Angels shortstop. Ibar's first hit of the spring, and he legs out a triple.
He loves that pitch coming in, and for Eric Ibar, his approach all spring has been not to pull that ball with his body, but allow the barrel to come through, and he does a good job there. Applying practice into the game. He's got the view right in front of him, and he knew exactly how to cut those bases to make it to third base. Test those legs, why not?
So now we'll see if the Angels can cash in as Cowgill bats. Rockies have brought the infield in. Good speed at third base and Ibar. The pitch, little flare into shallow center field. It'll drop in for a base hit. With the infield in, LeMahieu had no shot to go back and get that one at shallow center, and it was way in front of Stubbs, even though he was playing shallow center. An RBI hit for Cowgill, a 2-0 Angels lead.
Now, there are many reasons why you, in that situation as a hitter, you go out there thinking something up in the zone. Of course, you want to avoid hitting into the trap of the ground ball with the infield playing in, but also you allow yourself to get this type of hit. Something elevated right above the hands, strong enough to get it in there.
So Cowgill,
I will send him right now.
On the move, sure enough, there he goes, and the ball's grounded by Butera, foul on the first base side. He was looking to protect the runner there and went after a pitch that was outside, grounded it foul. Angels looking to be aggressive
my
here.
thinking is, you have the triple, you have a lot of action, then you have the single right away, and you have the defense kind of looking around what's happening here, and you put a guy in motion immediately, and you allow yourself to maybe get the defense even more distracted, find some more holes. And credit, as you mentioned, to Butera and that hit and run protecting his runner.
So 0-1 to count on Drew Butera. Pickoff toss over to first base. Diving back goes Cowgill. Angels have some action in the bullpen. Reliever Matt Lindstrom warming up.
Looking forward to seeing him on the mound.
They pitch out and nothing doing as Cowgill was not breaking for second. So 1 ball, 1 strike now on Butera.
I'll say Cowgill get a big lead. Get a huge lead and have the Rockies thinking steal or hit and run. Keep them guessing.
Here's the next pitch. Butera takes that one outside.
So now as a base runner, I'm thinking, okay, now we went from the hit and run to the pitch out. Even count. Great running count here. Let's see if he's going to pick over. If not, for Mike Scioscia, put a play on.
Runner goes, and the pitch fouled off right side, backing out of play.
And this is where players make the manager's job a lot easier, Terry, anticipating almost creating their own plays. And Mike Scioscia loves a running game. He likes to incorporate action. Gary DiSarcina, second year as an Angels third base coach, getting himself also used to the action and Scioscia's patterns.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner not going. Pitch is inside, so it's now 3-2 on Butera.
The one thing you see more and more on baseball, though, Terry, is guys at first base, whether they're running or not, they will tip it so much according to the lead they take. It's easy sometimes to read a guy's intention. So the more consistent your lead and even your actions, the better off you're going to be when you try and steal a base.
Here's the pitch, and that one is a swing and a ball that is missed, and Butera's down on strikes. Cowgill was on the move right there, so he ends up at second base, but Butera's a strikeout victim for the second out.
There you go. He ends up with a bag. So one way or another, the job was done as Mike Scioscia wanted that man in scoring position here. He got it.
So we'll see if Grant Green can come through. Angels need a 2-out hit. Up 2-0 here. Bottom of the 4th.
Terry, this is Grant Green's greatest opportunity as an Angel.
Pitch on its way. That's a called strike.
He's versatile enough where he could have a role with the team regardless, but his mind, and it should be, he wants to be the everyday second baseman. Got to have that mentality coming into camp. He's going to give you a good at bat.
Here's the next pitch, and he cuts at that one and fouls it off on the right side, backing out of play.
When you talk about a good at bat, he is very solid to the baseball, very short. Nice swing there as he stays right on it. USC product, former Oakland Athletic. First rounder for the A's.
He was picked a number of picks ahead of Mike Trout in the same draft.
That's right.
Pitch on its way. That one is low. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Trout and Green both products of the 2009 draft, and Grant Green was the 13th selection overall in that draft, and Mike Trout was the 25th overall selection in that draft. Here's the next pitch. Low. Good block on it by the catcher, Hundley.
There is all about timing and circumstances. As the Angels themselves picked a player ahead of Mike Trout in that draft.
That's right. Randall Grichuk, who's now with the St. Louis Cardinals. Two and 2 on Grant Green. Kubica, the 9-hole hitter, would be up next with 2 outs to pitch, and that's fouled back to the screen.
And now the biggest challenge for Grant Green will be the pivot at second base. Just making the routine play, understanding responsibilities at second base, and trusting the fact that he's been around long enough to understand what he needs to do out there. But it's going to be a nice competition between he and Josh Rutledge and Joe Botello. Featherston himself.
There's a swing and a miss by Green. He went after a pitch. It was on the outside part of the plate, struck him out, and that will end the inning. So Bergman ends up striking out Gutierrez and Green, and the Angels have to settle for 1 run here in the 4th. In the inning, 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left at second. 4 in the books. 5th inning is coming up. 2-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West.
Angels making a lot of moves here as we get ready to move to the 5th inning. Mike Socia pulling the regulars out of the lineup, so we'll set up all the new faces for you. C.J. Cron is now at first base. He replaces Albert Pujols. The new second baseman is Johnny Giavotella as he replaces Grant Green. New shortstop for the Angels is Taylor Featherston. And the new pitcher is Matt Lindstrom, and his first delivery of ball on Tommy Murphy. 1 ball, no strikes.
The reason I was saying looking forward to watching him on the mound, he has had superb bullpen sessions and attracting some big crowds watching him. Power sinker. He can really bring it. Always had a very aggressive mentality. Former closer, and he's on the rebound. A couple of injuries that, as of right now, have not affected him.
Here's the next pitch. And that one is right in there for a called strike. Angels also have a different look right now in the outfield. The left fielder is Mark Krause. Center fielder Daniel Robertson. Right fielder Roger Kieschnick. There's a pitch that misses. 2-2 is the count. Lindstrom is set. We'll see what happens on the 2-2, and it's on its way. Swing and a miss. He got him. Struck him out. So Murphy is retired. Call to the bullpen. It's brought to you by Farmer John this inning. If you're tailgating under the Big A or watching the game at home, pick up Farmer John hot dogs, smoked dinner sausage to get that authentic stadium taste anytime. Visit farmerjohn.com for recipes that are sure to be a home run. Here's LeMahieu getting ready to bat.
Good start for Lindstrom with the off speed. And he goes first pitch here.
There's a pitch that's missed by LeMahieu. Lindstrom with the White Sox last year. And he missed a lot of time because of a left ankle problem. Actually had surgery on his ankle last year. The pitch that's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. But he's a guy, Jose, that can throw in the upper 90s. Really good fastball. He throws a sinker. He has a slider. Next pitch.
Very
fouled back to the screen.
As I was saying, very heavy, the sinker. Talking to some of the Angels catchers that have caught him here in spring training, they realize, yeah, he's got speed, but boy, you better watch your thumbs or your left thumb when you're catching him. You know, his velocity has not necessarily translated in his career to a lot of strikeouts, but it has translated into a high batting average when the ball's put in play against him.
Missed with that pitch. 2-2 the count now on LeMahieu.
Lindstrom had as many as 23 saves, was a career high for him back in 2010 for the Houston Astros.
And the 2-2 pitch, liner, it's going to fall into right center field for a base hit. Cutting the ball off is the Angels' right fielder. That's Roger Kieschnick, and he'll fire it back towards second. But it's a 1-out single. LeMahieu is on for the second time today, and it brings up the top of the batting order, Daniel Descalso.
As I was saying, that's one thing in his career that has followed him is the high batting average like that one on balls put in play. Bit of a mystery. 367 last year when the ball was put in play. His strikeouts career, 420 and 2/3 innings, 327 strikeouts. Career whip of 1.44.
Here's the pitch on Descalso, and he hits a fly ball to left field. Circling under is the new left fielder Mark Krause, and he will put that one away, and that's the second out. 2 gone. Drew Stubbs will be the batter. Well, Lindstrom actually began last season as the closer for the Chicago White Sox, and he then developed the ankle problem early last season. Was in the month of May.
He only had 6 saves and 10 save opportunities overall. But here we go, new beginning. It is his landing foot, so he feels pretty strong getting after it. And the Angels will have a very interesting decision to make on him later in camp.
Signed a minor league deal with the Angels. There's a pitch that's outside for ball on Stubbs. Lindstrom is bounced around a little bit in his big league career. Marlins, Astros, pitched for these Rockies at one time, Orioles, D-backs, and then most recently with the White Sox. Runner goes, pitch is a fastball high and outside, snap throw to second, and gunned down is the base runner LeMahieu. Boy, that was a strong throw, and that will end the inning.
I love that.
So the caught stealing will do it, and in the inning, no runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left. We get ready to move now to the bottom of inning number 5 after that strong throw by Drew Butera. Angels on top 2-0 on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Angels get ready to bat as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Halos up by a score of 2-0. Couple of changes for Colorado. They have a new pitcher on the mound, David Hale, in his first pitch. That one misses for ball 1 as he faces Kyle Kubica, the Angels' third baseman. The other change for the Rockies, a new shortstop as Charlie Culberson has come in to take over for Daniel Descalso. Here's the next pitch, and that one is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Kubica got a single his first time up today, and he takes that one for a called strike.
Got thrown out at second base, and what appeared on the replay that he got his foot in there. He had mentioned right before that, Terry, how he had stolen 21 bases last year. And for a big guy, good size, that's pretty good speed.
Here's the next pitch. Right in there for a called strike.
And, the one thing we noticed, though, when he took off is with 2 outs, he's looking in, so that did not allow him to continue on with a proper stride and make it a little bit clearer for the second base umpire. But he did look safe.
Hale's pitch, and there's a swing and a miss, and retired on the strikeout is Kubica. So out number 1. Rockies pitchers with 5 strikeouts so far in this ballgame. Hale was with the Atlanta Braves last season, and boy, they really have made a lot of moves going back to the end of last year as far as their bullpen. They traded a lot of relievers away this past offseason. Hale got dealt over in January to the Rockies. He was 4-5 last season with Atlanta. Former 3rd-round pick of the Braves, David Hale. And the Rockies like him. They went out and got him, and hoping that he'll fill a role in their bullpen this year. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And C.J. Cron, the batter, takes that one for a strike.
You could never have enough arms, and double that when it comes down to the Rockies and how deep their staff needs to be from top to bottom, and starters and relievers for the challenges of pitching at Coors Field.
Next pitch on Cron. That one is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. 1-2 the count.
Came in that trade in January. Last year, all season, he spent with the Braves in 45 games. He actually made 6 starts.
Next pitch. That one is fouled off on the left side. Mentioning the Rockies bullpen, I guess it'll be anchored again this year by the ageless LaTroy Hawkins. 42 years old. He had 23 saves last year and 26 save opportunities. Pretty good success rate. About 88% last year.
And he said this is his last season.
That's right. Here's the pitch. Popped in the air into left field. There waiting under and squeezing it is Dickerson. So Cron is retired. His first at bat today. 2 quick outs.
Troy Hawkins, former Angel. What a character, man. What great presence in that clubhouse. Whatever role any manager has ever needed throughout his career, he has served.
Yeah.
Great example for the young pitchers. Preparation. Change, adapting his style. And he can still throw in the 90s. It's remarkable how healthy he has been, and does a very good job in understanding his body and taking good care of his body.
Here's the pitch, and this is Robertson batting. He shows signs of bunting, and the pitch is missed for strike 1. He's batting out a Trout spot. Trout was 0 for 1 today with a walk. Mentioning LaTroy Hawkins, the former Angel and the closer now with the Rockies. 1,000 appearances for him in his big league career, and one of only 16 pitchers in Major League history to pitch in that many games. He's appeared in more games than any active big league pitcher now, LaTroy Hawkins. Here's the next one, and that one is outside.
What a career. Hawkins has been in organized baseball since 1991. Minnesota, Chicago in the National League, San Francisco, Baltimore, Colorado, Yankees in the American League, Houston, Milwaukee, Dodgers.
Robertson will line one into left field, and it's out of the reach of Dickerson. That ball's going to roll all the way out to the wall. And easily getting into second base with a 2-out double is Daniel Robertson. So the Angels have a little something brewing with 2 away. Today's game brought to you by Wendy's. Try Wendy's hot, crispy, natural cut sea salt fries and a cool, creamy Frosty. Just 99 cents each at participating locations. And we'll also check out what's going on the Dodge Out-of-Town scoreboard. That's brought to you by the 2015 Dodge Challenger. Cars that were meant to be driven, go to Dodge.com or visit your local dealer to learn about exciting offers now available. And we'll check out the Cactus League for you in just a moment. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike.
They ought to make you try one of those, Terry. See if they were meant to be driven. You can give me a good test on that.
Yeah, be interested in that.
Huh.
Johnny Giavitola is the batter, first time up, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. Hale ready, and the next pitch, chopped foul. 0-2 the count. 5th inning, Cleveland leads Kansas City 5-2. 5th inning, Cubs and Reds no score. 5th inning, White Sox and Padres no score. The Dodgers split squad has an 8-0 lead against Milwaukee in the 4th. The other Dodgers split squad 2-2 score against Seattle in the 5th. Giants up on Texas 7-2 in the 5th inning, and Oakland is blanking Arizona 2-0 in the 4th. The pitch hits low on Giavitola, and so now the count 1 ball 2 strikes.
Giavitola, and as we talked about yesterday, those Popeye forearms. Terry, look at those things, man. Huh? Oh, man. A lot of wrist curls involved in that one, man. Some tubing. He's always had the ability to hit. Question has always been the glove, and hopefully he'll bring that glove into camp and balance things out and make it tough on Mike Scioscia and the staff on the second base job. That competition going on.
Here's the next pitch, and he takes that one inside for ball.
Giovanni got some share money from the American League champion Kansas City Royals, who will be here on Sunday against the Angels.
That game on Sunday, Matt Shoemaker is going to pitch that game. Tomorrow it's going to be C.J. Wilson against Oakland. There's a pitch that Giovanni takes outside, so he's worked full count, 3-2. I know yesterday you were mentioning he's from the New Orleans area, from Metairie, Louisiana, and his family, they have been in the restaurant business for a long time. Gio's Pizza, it's an Italian restaurant, very popular in Metairie, Louisiana. There's a swing and a miss by Giovanni, and he is out on strikes, and that will end the inning. So second strikeout for Hale here in his first inning of relief. Angels unable to capitalize on the double by Robertson in the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and one runner left. 5 have been completed today here in Tempe. Angels have a 2-0 lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. To the 6th inning here in Tempe. 2-0 Angels on top. Angels with a run in the first and added another run in inning number 4. And that's how the scoring's been going here in the first couple of games for the Angels. Just single tallies. Yesterday was a 3-2 ball game. The Angels scored 1 run in 3 different innings.
Yeah, and they continue to cut down the opponent by playing solid defense all the way around again. Halfway through this game.
Angels have a new battery right now. The new pitcher is Drew Ruzinski, and the new catcher is Jet Bandy. There's also a new third baseman, Sherman Johnson. Here's the 1-1. That's right in there for a called strike. So Drew against Drew. It's Drew Ruzinski for the Angels on the mound, facing Drew Stubbs, the Colorado batter. He's had a 1-for-2 day, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and he is down on strikes.
Good start by Drew against Drew, and the one on the mound will win this one. Good to see Ruzinski implementing every pitch right away. Well, you'll see out of him is deception created by a lot of moving parts, and that's what hitters have told me. I remember we got called up last year, and I was asking around some minor league players that had played against him, and guys said, well, when you start paying attention to his body and the delivery, you'll get lost. You'll lose the baseball, and it's very simple. If you start looking at the front part of his body and how many things are coming at you.
At the plate is Dickerson, who lifts a fly ball into shallow left field. Coming toward the line and unable to reach it in foul ground is Mark Krause.
Mark Krause, when I first saw him in camp, I'm like, what's Trumbo doing here again?
Yeah, kind of resembles him physically.
In fact, some of the guys who were taking ground balls with him at first base were saying, hey, that's number 44. Why is he wearing that number?
Yes, Trumbo's going to play some right field this year for Arizona. They're going to move him from left field to right field. I think he's a better fit there.
I'm looking forward to seeing Trumbo on a healthy year and what he's going to do playing those home games in that ballpark. Because he is mighty scary. That natural power.
Here's Rosinski's pitch, and that one is low.
It's too bad that D-backs didn't get to see the Mark Trumbo that we enjoyed here for a few years because of his health issues last year. What a good kid.
1-1 pitch on Dickerson. Fly ball into shallow left field. This should be an easy play for Krause. He's having a little trouble with the sun, but he'll make a catch on that one. And that'll be the second out.
There's once again the many effects we've seen from the wind has died down a little bit. You compare that fly ball to the previous foul ball just a few pitches ago and what that ball didn't do that the previous one did.
So here's Arenado. He's flied out and grounded out today, 0 for 2. Mentioned Rosinski. He was in 3 games for the Angels last season. Pitched just over 7 innings for the Angels last year. 7 1/3 innings. Fastball, slurve, throw a split finger fastball. He has a changeup as well.
And we have to say very honestly, Terry, he came out of nowhere. Really came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Angels signed him after seeing him pitch an independent ball. No balls and 2 strikes. Rosinski ready and the next pitch. And did he go around on that one? No, on the appeal. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Arenado.
Well, Terry, so far so good with the hitters and the pitchers, because let's not forget, we're talking a lot about that timer and that clock yesterday. Everything's been smooth. In fact, even the timer operator here in the ballpark has been pretty consistent, starting that baby up between innings.
Pitch was low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
But it is a learning process. There'll be some warnings issued against the hitters. Managers have to adapt to the timing of things. Relievers have to adapt to the timing of things. 1 foot in the box. It's going to be preached a lot.
There's a fly ball lifted into medium right center. Not all that deep. Under is the Angels right fielder. Kieschnick will put that one away, and it's a strong 1-2-3 inning for Drew Rosinski. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 2-0 Angels lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Tempe. And the first pitch taken for a ball. This is Alex Yarbrough batting for the Angels. And he swings from the left side, first time up today. Goes after the pitch, lifts it in the air in the left center field. The outfielders were playing shallow. They're chasing, and they're not going to be able to get to it. It drops in between Dickerson and the center fielder out there. And Yarbrough with a hustle double to start things off here in the Angels' bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, the youngster wasting no time, seeing a strike and immediately staying right with it. And driving the ball to the opposite field against that wind.
Yarbrough batting for Matt Joyce, who is the DH. Joyce went 0 for 1 with a sac fly today.
And this is where it gets to be a lot of fun. You get to see a lot of the young players come in.
This is Mark Krause at the plate. Big left-handed batter. And the pitch. Krause taking that one for ball 1. Hale ready on the next pitch. A little bit low and inside. Here's the next delivery, and this one is chopped by Krause on the first base side, fielded right on the bag by the first baseman, and easy out is Krause. On the play, Yarbrough moves over to third, and the Angels have a runner there with 1 out.
Does a very good job as the dugout receives him out there like a hero. Just going out there and taking care of the little things, getting a pitch you can get to the right side, and giving his team a chance by getting their runner closer to home plate. He gained some points on that one, especially as newcomer to the organization.
So they've brought the infield in, and we'll see what the Angels can do as Featherston gets ready to bat for the first time. He's hitting out a Cowgill spot, right-handed batter, and he takes the first pitch for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Rockies have changed things up around the outfield. Matt McBride is now in left. Rosell Herrera is in center. And Kyle Parker is in right. And they also have some new faces in the infield. Here's the pitch. Shot into left field. And it's flagged down there by McBride. But tagging at third base and coming in to score easily on the sacrifice fly will be Yarbrough. And the Angels score a run. It's now 3-0.
Fun to watch these young kids come in and incorporate so much energy into the game here, second half of this ball game. As it starts with a double by Yarbrough the other way, situational hitting by Krause, and now Featherston on a screaming line drive that without the wind probably would have carried a little bit more here. Still gets the job done with the sac fly.
Jet Bandy, the Angels catcher, set for his first at bat. And the pitch, that is a called strike on the outside corner.
He wins the name contest here in spring training. That sounds good, huh? Jet Bandy.
Right.
Well, it sounds like a lead singer in a band or something.
Yeah. Bandy, a big catcher, 6'4", 235. We've seen him in recent years in spring training action. He had a solid year last year for Double-A Arkansas, hit .250, had 13 home runs.
And the Angels are very happy on how his bat has come around the last couple of years.
Yeah. There's a pitch that he takes for a strike, 1-2. He's known as a very solid defensive catcher, calls a good game, good fielder, threw out 40% of would-be base stealers last year out of Thousand Oaks High School.
That is brilliant.
And he chops this one down to third. Ball off the chest of the new third baseman, but he recovers and throws over to first, and the inning is over. The Angels get another run to take a 3-0 lead. 1 run here in the 6th. Angels had 1 hit, no errors, and in the inning, nobody left left on. 7th inning is coming up. It's a 3-0 Angels lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. We go to the 7th inning, and the first pitch from Brzezinski that's cut on and missed by Ben Paulson. I want to remind Angel fans the annual Angels 5K and Fun Run. It's presented by St. Joseph Hoag Health. It will take place on Saturday, April the 11th. Next delivery, bounce back to the mound, stopped nicely by Brzezinski, and it's flipped over to first base. The Crone is in time, and a good job by the Angels pitcher, robbing Paulson of a possible hit up the middle. There's one away.
Good fielding position, but it seems like less and less we see the old style of step and throw. So many more pitchers are now afraid of throwing the ball away. And that's what we see all throughout the big leagues, and discouraged in the minor leagues for a reason, of course, is the guys going out there and underhitting the ball to first base.
Kyle Parker is the batter. He's now in the ball game, playing in the outfield and right field for the Rockies. This is his first time up, and the first pitch that's in there for a called strike.
But Terry, here's my point. If you have any doubt, any ounce of doubt crosses your mind about throwing that ball away, you know what? Walk it over there. Just get the out. But the more pitchers have seen other pitchers do it, the more guys are copying it.
Here's the 1-1, and a swing and a miss by Parker.
And now, as we are here in spring training, what's the one thing you hear a lot about here in spring training? PFP. And you don't see one guy underhanding the ball at first base in PFP.
Here's the next pitch, and that one is fouled off over by the batter waiting on deck.
Oh, Terry, have you seen that in the backfields?
Nope.
Old Mike Scioscia say if he sees a pitcher underhand the ball like that, PFP, hey, step and throw, what's up? Let's go.
Do it again.
During the game, he goes, you know what, just get the out. Forget about that.
Brzezinski sent next pitch. Fouled back just to our right, out of play. We were talking about the Angels annual 5K and Fun Run on April the 11th. Participants that day will run a course through Angel Stadium, receive a commemorative shirt, 2015 5K medal, as well as a voucher to watch the Angels play that night. And if you'd like to get more information and to sign up, just visit angels.com/5K. Proceeds from the event will benefit the Angels Baseball Foundation. 3-0 Angels here in the 7th. Next pitch, checking the swing, is Parker. Did he go around on the appeal? They say no. Top of the 7th inning. It's being brought to you by Roto-Rooter. For plumbing, sewer, and drain problems, call the professionals at Roto-Rooter. Get it done Roto-Rooter right. Just call 1-800-GET-ROTO. Payoff pitch. A little bit high. Ball 4. So Parker has a 1-out walk. Angels pitching today, yet to allow a run and surrendering only 3 hits.
The Angels pitching overall first couple games here in spring. They've done a good job holding down the opponents. Only allowed 2 runs yesterday against the Brewers.
Here's Rosario batting, and he takes that pitch for a called strike.
Well, William Rosario sees himself in a different role this year as they signed Nick Hundley to a 2-year contract. And the baby bull, because of his inability to improve defensively, has taken a different stance here.
It's a ground ball on the right side. Good stop by Giavotella, and he has time to get Rosario, the catcher, running to first base. 4-3 ground out. Parker moves up to second base. 2 are gone. Let's pause for station identification on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Terry Smith, Jose Mota with you. Our producer-engineer is Darren Chan. We're in the 7th inning, a 3-0 Angels lead. Omar Quintanilla will bat for the first time. Swings from the left side. And he takes that pitch for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Quintanilla finds his way back into the Rockies organization. He's bounced around a bit.
Was with the Mets last season. Here's the next pitch, and that one is a ball. Snap throw to second, and just getting back is the base runner Parker. Pretty close play on a good throw by Bandy.
It's great to see that. Not afraid. Put a play on with your shortstop and go out there and get it done. Saw Butera do it, falling behind the runners. Now see Bandy do the same thing. Trying to get it out wherever there is with a possibility of getting it out.
Here's the next delivery, and Quintanilla fouls that one off over on the left side, backing out of play.
Got to point out, too, Terry, that you saw Daniel Robertson in center field moving as the ball's being thrown to the second baseman with that play, being put on. And a lot of times in big league games, you see it, center fielders or outfielders not backing up or just waiting for the play to develop. Before you know, the ball's in short outfield and there's nobody there.
Quintanilla taking a strike. Mentioned Robertson out there in center field. He's a little guy. See him out there, a lot smaller than the player to his right, the Angels left fielder Mark Krause. Quite a difference in the size of those 2 players. Here's the next pitch, and that one is outside. So it's another full count, 3-2. Today's attendance, 5,739, 5739 here in Tempe. See what gives on the 3-2. Fouled off left side, backing out of play.
Some warmer weather approaching here soon, so we got a real feel of the Valley of the Sun. Scorching heat. And as games progress, the ground gets harder, and we'll see the 27 hoppers make it through to the outfield.
I think we're going to hit a string here of 80-degree days for about the next week. That's what they're forecasting. 3-2 pitch. Drilled into center field. We were talking about Robertson. He back pedals now under and crouching down. Makes the catch in straightaway center. That ball hit into the wind. It's not carrying today. And that will end the inning. So here in the inning, no runs, hits, or errors. A walk, they end up leaving 1. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time here in Tempe. Angels have a 3-0 lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Angels getting ready to bat as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, up 3-0 here in Tempe. New pitcher is Kenny Roberts. And the first batter up is Roger Keishner for the Angels. He takes the pitch for a called strike. Pitching change sponsored by the Irvine Auto Center's March Madness. And their markdown. There's a bouncer hit to the first baseman. Ryan Castile is now playing there, and he flips to Roberts, and they easily get Keishnick on a 3-1 ground out. That's the first out. And the next batter for the Angels getting ready for his first bat this spring is Sherman Johnson. Mentioning our pitching change, sponsored by Irvine Auto Center's March Markdown Madness. Over 5,000 new and used vehicles to choose from. Huge markdowns all month long. Shop online at IrvineAutoCenter.com or visit them where the 5 meets the 405 at Lake Forest Drive in Irvine. Sherman Johnson batting, and the first pitch. That one is taken for a called strike.
Oh, young player getting a nice look here. Showed some power last year with Inland Empire. 17 home runs, 78 RBIs in 136 games. So it shows some durability.
Left-handed batter, former 14th round pick of the Angels in 2012. Good speed, good arm, solid defensively.
Very good athlete.
Here's the pitch on Johnson, and he takes that one for a ball. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
If you watch Johnson's hands and how close he keeps them to the back shoulder, but how quiet they are. But boy, when he strikes, he comes right from there with a short stroke and sprays it all over.
And the pitch, he hits it sharply, but right to the second baseman. Adames is there, Christian Adames, and he will throw him out.
As you mentioned, second baseman, why not bring back our good friend on camera again? Cookie Rojas, why, Terry? It is his birthday. And since we don't get to see Cookie a whole lot, former All-Star second baseman, former Angels manager, it's good to put him back on camera. Feliz cumpleaños.
Yeah, he shares the same birthday as some other notable sports figures. Shaquille O'Neal's birthday today. And also Hall of Famers Willie Stargell and Lefty Grove. Select company right there.
Special day.
C.J. Cron at the plate, and there's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Cron, since coming in, he's 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field. Left-hander Roberts working exclusively from the stretch, delivers, and Cron swings at that one and fouls it back behind the plate.
You can see Cron with a little bit more of an open stance here. He's always had the ability to drive in runs all throughout his career from college ball. And of course, to drive the baseball.
And the next pitch, and that one is fouled back to the seats. That got back there in a hurry.
He was sitting on a changeup. Leader middle in, and he hit it over there.
2-2 the count.
He had to be looking at.
Today's game being brought to you by In-N-Out Burger. No freezers, no microwaves, no heat lamps ever at In-N-Out Burger. When it comes to burgers, fries, and shakes, always fresh is the only way. Why not stop in after today's game? And there is Cron taking that 2-2 pitch, and that one nipped the corner, struck him out looking, and that's how the inning went. So Roberts comes in, lefty retires the Angels 1-2-3 here in inning number 7. We've completed 7. We're headed to the 8th in Tempe. The Angels have a 3-0 lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. to the 8th inning, and it's still 3-0 Angels. The Angels get ready for pitcher number 6 of the day. Frank Herman will take over. He spent some time in the majors in the past with the Cleveland Indians. Angels signed him as a free agent this offseason. Not on the 40-man roster, but again with some major league experience in the past, and he will take over. The first batter he'll be facing here will be Christian Adames. Top of the 8th inning. It's being brought to you by Chronic Tacos Mexican Grill. Using third-generation recipes and packed with your favorite fresh ingredients. That's Chronic Tacos. For a location near you, go to eatchronictacos.com and live the taco life. Herman will be working exclusively from the stretch. Pretty big right-hander, and here's the pitch, and the first one is high. Like Herman, a guy he's always had a pretty good sinker. He'll throw a slider, a curve, and a split finger fastball. He's had Tommy John elbow surgery in the past. That was back around this time in 2013, so he's not all that far removed from it. Here's a pitch that evens up the count. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good view everywhere here in the Cactus League. And Herman, as you mentioned, 220 pounds, 6'4". He has an economics degree from Harvard.
That's right.
Terry, he could be your agent.
Well, he's an Ivy Leaguer, Jose, and he was a 2-sport athlete at Harvard. He played some football, also baseball, and a guy who's interested in investment banking. He interned when he was in college on Wall Street, so
well-rounded.
Got a lot of interest. Yep. Might be able to pick a couple stocks for you if you talk to him. 1-2 pitch, and that one is high and outside. 2-2 the count.
Christian Adames, exciting young player here for the Rockies. He actually led the Dominican Winter League in hitting. A career .275 hitter in the minor leagues. He played 7 games last year for the Rockies. First time up in the big leagues. He went 1 for 15.
He loops this one down the left side. It's going to drop down around his bullpen, backing out of play.
But that's the type of swing all winter long. Many pitchers saw as a headache to them as he displayed his abilities to spray the ball around for the Toros of La Romana.
Might have been a little intimidated last year when he was with the Rockies, just 1 for 15 in those 7 games. But good young prospect.
Maybe he lined out 5 times. We don't know, right?
Well,
but yeah, the safe side is, say, 1 for 15. Sometimes you're scared that happens too.
And there he takes a called third strike. So he didn't get the bat going that time against Herman, and he's a strikeout victim looking.
Terry, I would say that was a very tentative swing right there. You're on the ball. Did not look like a guy that won a batting title just a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
In what is a very tough league.
So the batter now is Charlie Culbertson. And this is his first at bat of the day. Culbertson was with the Rockies last season, but struggled at the plate. Hit just .195. Former first-round pick of the Giants. Got to go back a ways, 2007. No balls, 1 strike to count on the right-handed batter, Charlie Culbertson. Here's the pitch. Lifted in the air and hit into left center field, but hanging up. Krause is there, and he will call up center fielder Robertson to put that one away. That's the second out.
Yeah, I don't think for Frank Herman comes in here as a veteran pitcher throwing strikes. Another guy that's been impressive in the back bullpens in the backfields throwing batting practices. The ball really comes loose out of that hand. Terry, you know what happens for a lot of guys after that surgery is they come back even stronger.
Yeah, there's really no guarantee, Jose, you're going to come back after 1 year removed from that surgery. It takes some guys longer.
Yes.
And then, of course, there are times where some guys just never return. It's happened in the past.
And some guys have had it multiple times and still return.
Yeah. Pitch was fouled off by Herrera, swinging from the left side. He's been in the game the last few innings, playing center field for Colorado. It's 3-0 Angels. We're in the 8th inning, top of the 8th here in Tempe. A beautiful day for baseball, and there's a ground ball on the first base side and just out of the reach of Crone, who was trying to make a sliding stop of it tight to the line. That ball ends up trickling down the right side and eventually rolls into foul ground, and Herrera is at second base with 2 outs with that double.
Good job staying on the ball. The off speed and finishing off the swing there by Herrera. Crone should have taken another step to his left. Could have taken, maybe get in front of it a little bit more. Of course, not knowing how well he saw it off the bat. But certainly as spring progresses, you want to see another step taken to try to block it.
So here's McBride batting for the first time. Matt McBride, right-handed batter. And the pitch from Herman, that's a called strike on the outside corner. It's funny, you look at Herman, you mentioned he was with the Indians. Vinny Pistano was in their bullpen. Joe Smith was in their bullpen. They're all with the Angels now.
Good that you say that, because we were talking about LeMahieu and how many people actually know that he won a Gold Glove.
Yeah.
How many people actually know that Corey Kluber won the Cy Young? Huh?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. There were a whole lot of people who knew a whole lot about Corey Kluber before last season began. And then he ends up winning the Cy Young Award in the American League.
What I can tell you is before last season began, there were a lot of clubs calling the Indians on Corey Kluber for a reason.
Yeah.
And they were all right. And the Indians were better because they did not trade him. What a sensational year for Corey Kluber.
Here's the next one on McBride, and it's lifted in the air into center field. Easy play. Coming in is Daniel Robertson. He puts it away in shallow center. And Herman has a nice inning here for the Angels in the top of the 8th. For Colorado, no runs. They had a hit. No errors. They leave a runner on. We are moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. All systems go right now for the Angels. A 3-0 lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West.
Driven.
New pitcher in the ball game for Colorado, Jose Ortega, takes over. And he is their 5th pitcher of the day. It's a right-hander, Daniel Robertson, to face him. And the first pitch, that is right in there for a called strike.
You see with young Ortega brings that good arm that he does have.
Ortega working exclusively from the stretch, native of Venezuela. And the next pitch, that's fouled back behind the plate.
Ortega has had some big league time. Detroit, when he made his debut back in 2012, 2 games, and the Tigers again in 2013 and 2014. He spent most of the season last year as a reliever for Toledo.
Here's the pitch, and that's a ground ball base hit right up the middle. So Robertson, since coming into the ball game, he's been up twice and has a couple of hits. He's a guy trying to win a spot as a reserve outfielder for the Angels.
So far, so good. His showing with the bat and the way he's covered the outfield, playing with a lot of energy.
Johnny Giavitello will be the batter. We'll check out the Dodge Out-of-Town scoreboard, brought to you by the Ram 1500. Green Car Journal's 2015 Green Car Truck of the Year. Visit ramtrucks.com to learn more about their fuel-efficient Ram 1500. And the pitch grounded on the left side. Nice stop by the shortstop. Second for 1. Relay to first late. They nearly turned 2. That was a good stop by Culbertson as he went ranging to his right, and they get the lead out on Robertson at second base on the fielder's choice.
Rockies middle infield there does a good job in getting the ball to the feed man and then the quick relay to first base. And a ball that hit by a guy that can really run. A play that was fairly close over at first base.
Alex Yarbrough will be the batter. He doubled his first time up today. Yarbrough swinging from the left side, and the pitch, and that one is a pitch that he takes for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
It appears to me like Mike Scioscia had given the green light to Robertson, and now also the same thing to Giavitello. But Ortega on the mound is doing something very well. That is holding the baseball, because both guys have flinched as he has delivered the ball to the plate and trying to time him to maybe steal a base.
Pitch on its way. Runner goes. Ball grounded right near the second base back. Culbertson stops it at second, puts its foot on the bag, and relays to first. And just like that, the inning is over. So a quick inning for Ortega as the Angels got that leadoff hit, and then nothing else. The 6-3 inning-ending double play. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We're headed to the 9th inning. It's a 3-0 Angels lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. ninth inning. Angels up 3-0. DRB Myers is now the new Angels left fielder. He replaces Mark Krause, and the new pitcher is Ryan Matthews, who signed not all that long ago with the Angels. Former Major League pitcher Matthews trying to win a spot after signing a minor league deal with the Halos. The pitch, and that's in there for a called strike. Rafael Yanoa is the batter. He's batting for the first time today, and the pitch, he cuts it that one and misses it. He's hitting out of Ben Paulson's spot in their batting order. Matthews pitch, and that one is inside. Angels up 3-0 in the ninth inning. The score update brought to you by Experian. Get your credit swagger on at Experian.com. Angels 3 runs, 8 hits, and Colorado no runs, only 4 hits. There's a pitch that's low and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Matthews last year pitched briefly for the Washington Nationals. He had been with Washington for a number of years, had a very good year for Washington back in the 2012 season. ERA 2.85 that year. Here's the pitch, grounded on the right side, right to Giavitello, bobbles it, recovers, throws, and still has time to get the out on the batter. So retired is Yanoa, and that's the first out here in the ninth inning. Castillo will be the batter. And the pitch, and there's a smash that is right back to the Angels pitcher. Wow. A rocket. And Matthews held on. That ball couldn't have been hit any harder, and Matthews just kind of in self-defense reached the glove out to protect himself and caught the ball. Nice play. Scary play, though. 2 gone here in the ninth inning. I want to remind fans that last week, millions discovered The Last Man on Earth, and what they saw shocked everyone. Well, you won't believe what happens next. Will Forte is The Last Man on Earth. Sunday, 9:30 on Fox. There's a pitch taken by Kyle Parker for ball. The Rockies are down to their final out. Angels pitching today, combining on a 4-hit shutout with 1 more out needed. Here's the pitch, and that's a strike on the outside corner. Matthews has always had a good fastball. He'll throw a sinker, slider, and split-finger fastball as well. He's been bothered by some back problems in the past. There's a pitch that's low and outside. He's had elbow surgery as well. And trying to open up some eyes in the Angels camp. This guy has had some success in the past at the major league level. Just another one of the options the Angels have as far as their bullpen this season. There's a pitch that's low. 3 balls, 1 strike to count on Kyle Parker. Parker, since coming in, a walk is only time up. After the game, Jose Mota will join Angels manager Mike Scioscia down on the field, get some of his thoughts on today's ball game. Here's the pitch. Popped in the air into right field, and this should do it. Kieschnick is out there, circling under. He'll put it away, and the ball game is over. So Matthews comes in and gets the save as he has a 1-2-3 ninth inning. Angels come away with the victory. They've won the first 2 games this Cactus Lake 3-2.